Hey, it's Mike from Intermittent Fasting for the Win. Welcome to the Winner's Circle. This is where I have live Facebook chats with people who doing intermittent fasting or just getting started or have been on it for years. And we discuss everything about it and just have a wonderful time. I hope you'll join me today for this one. It's going to be special. And I'll talk to you again at the end. Now, Jalene Weigand, I had the perfect intro song queued up on YouTube, and I was going to play Jolene, Jolene, Jolene by Dolly Parton, but then I thought about it and I said, no, if I do that, Facebook will get wonky with me and they'll throw some type of copyright violation on there and they'll just scratch the whole video. And so I said, no.
Facebook.
So, so now, some of you may know Jalene. You may have seen her post on her own group, Clean Fasting Jalene, and you may have seen her post on this group and Wendy's group and Amy Jo's group. She's just all over the place, and she's a wonderful, wonderful source of information, and I am proud to know her. I'm proud to have her on today, and if you don't know her, you'll soon learn to like her. She got a bubbly personality, and we'll see it today. Jalene, welcome to the Winner's Circle.
You're making me blush.
No, don't do that.
It was quite an intro.
Let's get started.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a few questions and get you started with a synopsis of your journey. Okay?
Okay. So
what brought you to intermittent fasting?
After going through menopause, I just was really, I gained a lot of weight. I was feeling depressed. I had no energy. I was lethargic. And also, this all happened during 2020. So we all know what happened during 2020.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just, the depression of what was happening in the world. And I didn't really realize how much weight I had gained until my work had a function and someone took a picture of me. It's always the pictures, I think, that get us.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw this picture on the Facebook page for my school, and I honestly, at first there was a picture of the back of me, and I was like, who is that? And then I was like, that's me. I had no idea that I had gained so much weight. So I started to do some research, and I was following a local gynecologist she's more like holistic minded, and she was doing an interview with Lori Lewis. I'm sure you know who Lori Lewis is.
I've heard that name, yes.
She's just amazing. So she was telling her story of menopause and how she came to intermittent fasting. And I had heard of fasting before, but I didn't realize, I just didn't know that much about it. But I listened to her story and it resonated so deeply with me that I sobbed. And that day I did the deep dive. I looked up Jen Stevens. I read Delay, Don't Deny. I read Fast, Feast, Repeat. I read Dr. Fung's books, which are very sciencey, but I did read them in small increments so I could absorb it.
That's a very similar path to me, except for the discussion with my surgeon about you've got to lose weight or you can't have the surgery. But everything else, the pictures, it just so describes how it comes about. And that was in 2020. So you've been a faster ever since 2020?
Well, actually, it was 2020 when I had gained all the weight. It was November of 2021 when I discovered Lori Lewis. But I had gained all the weight in 2020. Yeah.
Okay.
And most of the pictures were from 2020 because I'd stopped taking pictures of myself.
Well, now are you in maintenance?
I am. It took me about, I want to say a year. I didn't, like a lot of you have like a lot of records and data that you've kept. I didn't really do that. I just started really slow with the 16-8 protocol, and I did that for about a year. I didn't weigh myself for the first 6 months, I want to say. But when I got to the 6 month mark, I did weigh myself. And wait, let me go back. I weighed myself once when I first started, and then I put the scale away. And then after 6 months, I weighed myself. I didn't want to be obsessive over the scale. I just wanted to be healthy. So I just was trying to trust the process. And after 6 months, I had lost 35 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Uh, Besides weight, okay, you said you didn't weigh yourself for 6 months, so
Mm-hmm.
there were other indicators. What was the first indicator that, hey, this is working for me?
Oh my gosh, so many. My clothes started to just fall off. Like they
Mm-hmm.
just were so big and baggy. My shoes became too big, all of my shoes. I had gotten a lot of skin tags. I know that's really common when you have insulin resistance. I had a lot of skin tags and they just disappeared. My
Wow.
hair started to feel thicker. I was sleeping better. Before I started IF, I had a lot of issues with like skin rashes and just weird things happening. Yeah, itchiness, hives, that all started to go away. So I knew
You,
it was working. I knew.
with me and with a lot of other people, the first thing that I noticed was my face.
Mm,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
my first indicator that, hey, this, I'm on to something here.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I saw that face shrink, and I did that and I encourage everybody, and I know you do as well, because Jen encourages this, take pictures,
Yeah. I
because
feel like,
that's, you can look at yourself and see the changes.
yeah, I feel like pictures are a way better indicator of what's happening than the
Yes.
scale. Because the scale can go up and down like 5 pounds in one day. Don't ask me how I know that, but it can.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it does. It does.
Yeah. And it's funny that you said your face is what you first noticed because I have Google Photos on my phone and I have like my little picture, and then all of my pictures go into a file, right? Well, my phone started to say, "Who is
Ah,
this? Is this the same? Is this the same person?" So that was
that's
one of my
crazy.
biggest non-scale victories. My phone was like, "Wait a minute, you don't look the same," because I was so inflamed. So
I have never heard that non-scale victory before. That's a first for me, but I
yeah.
can see that that could happen. I
Mm-hmm.
really can see that. Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you another thing. You said you started with the 16-8. Did you do any other protocols during your period of losing?
I did 16-8 for like I said, I didn't keep very good records, but I want to say I did it for about a year. But I think the reason I was so successful with that is I didn't eat the whole 8 hours. I would
Okay.
open up and I would have like a snack, and then a few hours later I would have a lunch, and it wasn't like a huge lunch. It was, just a small lunch, and then I would close with dinner. So I was eating about 2 meals a day, but I wasn't eating all throughout the day. I kind of feel like I was doing the Chad fast. You know how Jen talks about how her husband Chad fasts? I
Yeah.
feel like that's how I did it. I would open up and then close, but the window was still 8 hours because once you open it, it's open. It's right.
And now what is your protocol now on maintenance?
So once I got to the year mark, I started to do 19.5 just because I love the way I feel when I'm fasting. I love the energy, and I just feel like I don't need to eat as often. And I feel like it's better for my health, and I sleep better when I do 19.5. Occasionally, I'll do a 24-hour fast. I don't do ADF. I've done it a few times, And I might try it again someday, but I didn't feel good. I would feel like I had a hangover for 2 days after doing ADF. I'm not sure why, but
Well,
it didn't
when
seem to work for me.
during my course of losing 70 pounds in less than really in about 5 months, I lost 70 pounds. I did a lot of ADF,
Amazing.
and
Yeah.
and I'm getting away from that now.
Are
I'm
you?
finding I'm finding that my wife, she's on board now, and she's doing like a 24, and I can see the changes in her face and her complexion and stuff like that, and it's a wonderful thing. But I'm saying, hey, we need to be kind of running parallel here, and so
Yeah.
I'm slowly shifting away from the ADF and getting into the 24 with her, and I'm enjoying that, and I know that it's going to slow down my weight loss somewhat, but that's okay. I've got all the time in the world,
Yeah.
you know.
It might not though. It might ramp it up.
It
You
might,
just don't
yeah,
know. Like
yeah,
Jen lost all of her weight doing a daily eating window. So you just
yeah.
don't know. And that's so exciting. I'm so glad she joined you.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It
Yeah.
really makes me feel good. And not only that, I've got some people, I got called out of retirement again. So some of the people there, when I showed back up at work, they were saying like, "What happened to you?" I said, "Well, let me tell you what happened to me." And now I've got
Wow.
some of them who are actually dabbling, and they're fixing to get started in it. And it's a great thing to be able to
Yeah.
help
That's
people.
so exciting. I love
Well,
that.
listen, let me ask you another question. You're a preschool teacher, right?
Mm-hmm. Preschool teacher, nanny, and I also have a small soap making business on the
Ah,
side.
okay. I have a daughter that dabbled in soap making for a while, and
Really?
she made some
Oh,
really really nice products, and she hadn't done it in a while, but she did some really nice stuff. So
you'll have to
it's
connect us.
so when you are at school,
Mhm.
and how do you work your fast when you're at school?
It really depends on how I'm feeling for the day. I know not all fasters do this, but I always pack a lunch just in case. Because if I'm starting to feel like I need to open my window, I want to be prepared and I want to have good, healthy choices. So sometimes I'll open up the kids eat their lunch between like 10:30 and 11, and I really like that they're able to listen to their own bodies and they let me know. I'll say, "How are you guys feeling? Are you hungry?" If they're hungry, then we'll open up lunch. And sometimes I'll open up with them with my snack, which is usually like vegetables and hummus or cottage cheese and veggies. But sometimes I don't. It just depends on how I feel. And if I don't open it up, then I'll open up around 1 or 1:30. My window is typically 1 to 4 or 5, but
Okay.
sometimes a little bit earlier. I'm so super flexible because I want it to be a forever lifestyle.
Yeah. And I
Mhm.
noticed when you were mentioning the things that you would pack and take with you to open up with,
Mhm.
that leads me to my next question that I had pulled
Perfect.
up for you, and that's
Mhm.
about what you use to break a fast with. What's your favorite thing to break a fast with? And if you tell me it's something that's high in carbohydrates, I'm going to tell you to go talk to the glucose goddess.
Yeah, it's not. I usually open up with, I'll pack like carrots, raw carrots, broccoli, peppers. I almost always open up with veggies.
Yeah,
And sometimes I make my own hummus, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll buy hummus but add chickpeas to it, so I like it kind of chunky, and I think it's better for you when it's not blended. I almost always open up like that. If I open up with carbohydrates, and I'm not afraid of carbohydrates, I will eat like potatoes and like good high quality carbs, but I don't ever open with them
well,
because if I do,
a high quality carb is different than a low carb, a processed carb.
Absolutely.
It's
Hmm.
completely different. But with me, uh, I know that I need some protein. I like the eggs.
Yeah.
I like the eggs and the cabbage. And Wendy taught me that one, and I was forever grateful. You know,
Yeah,
who
that's what
would
I'm
have
going to
thought?
make for lunch today. I just got a big head of cabbage and I'm going to cook it up with some onions and I'll probably make eggs. So I always start with a snack and then I'll move on to the protein after that
Yeah.
because I eat a lot of protein too.
Okay. Let me move on down the list then.
Okay.
So you're basically in a 19.5 now.
Basically, on the weekends, my window is usually shorter,
Uh-huh.
and I know for most people it's longer. But um, Alan and I don't eat a lot together during the week. Our schedules are just completely different. So I'll sit with him while he's eating, but I'll just drink like Topo Chico or some tea. So on the weekends, I really want to eat with him. So I will wait until he's ready to eat. He also fasts and he never eats before about 1 or 2 every day.
Okay.
So we will have one main meal together on the weekends, and it's like usually brunch, or we'll go out to brunch and have something together. So my window's a little bit shorter then. Was that your
Okay.
question?
No,
I'm
no,
just
no, no,
rambling.
no.
I'm just rambling.
Well, listen, I want to know, and this will be helpful for others. Are there any other hacks for your eating window that you implement and that you think other people have may not have thought about?
Oh gosh, any other hacks? I do follow the glucose goddess. Um,
She's smart.
yeah, yeah, and I've learned a lot from Wendy too. Like
Oh,
her
Wendy is
meals
a,
always just look so amazing.
and not only that, the pictures of her meals.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, also I follow Dr. B, Dr. Will. I think his last name is Bolshevitz. He is the fiber
Yes,
fueled author,
yes.
and I try to get in 30 plants a day, or not a day, 30 plants a week. I eat a ton of like beans and legumes, tons of vegetables, nuts and seeds. I just feel like with all the newest research on gut health, I feel like it's really important and I feel better. And I feel like eating that way, I get fuller so much faster and it's more satisfying. And once I'm done eating, I very, very rarely get hungry again, unless I eat processed food and then I'm
Yeah,
starving. And I'm not perfect. Like,
yeah.
I went to
Now,
Vegas with the girls and I ate a lot of chips there. And
here's a little sideline question, okay?
okay.
Do you enjoy any fermented products?
Yes, yes, I eat um, fermented slaw almost every day. So it's beets and radishes and cabbage.
Oh, that sounds
I
good.
I love it.
Do
Absolutely
you
love
make
it.
it yourself?
No, I should. I should, but I haven't yet. My husband does occasionally, but
Uh-huh.
there's a really good restaurant slash store by us called Fermentation Farms. And it's actually one of my friends who
I'm so jealous.
she opened this business 10 years ago and I was there when we were at the park and she was talking about her business proposition and she was going through the pros and cons and I didn't think it was going to be popular. I thought for sure it was going to tank and I was so wrong. They just opened up another site and she just bought like a farm to make her own
Mm,
products. So it's really, really popular here in Orange
yeah.
County and it's so good for
I
you.
I love fermented things and I love
Yeah,
pickled things.
me too.
Uh,
Kimchi, pickles, kefir, kombucha. I love all of that
it's all
stuff.
so good. It's
So,
it it really is.
so good
Okay.
for you.
Now Guess where we are in the program?
I don't know.
And you've had a whole week to think about this.
Okay.
It's your turn to ask me a question.
Okay. What was your biggest aha moment coming into IF? Like, what was the one moment that just solidified the deal? Like, you knew that this was going to be your forever lifestyle. Sorry.
Ah, goodness, what a question.
Yeah. I was thinking all night about it last night.
Okay. I know the answer to that.
Okay.
And this is going to be a non-scale victory answer.
Those are the best.
July the 10th, I went in for replacement surgery on my left knee. And they said, make sure that you fast. I said, no problem.
So funny.
So I went in and I had the surgery. Now, before I had the surgery, I started going to the gym because, you know, I'm on Medicare, and with my Advantage program, I get a free membership to the gym. So I
That's
started utilizing that and started going ahead and working out these legs and building up strength in them. And I did those workouts in a fasted state. And I believe that makes a difference. But here's the real aha. 2 weeks out of surgery, and I'm in PT, and my leg extension and flexion gets to where they want it to be at almost 6 weeks.
wow. That's amazing.
And I know that fasting had something to do with that. And I know
Yeah.
that when I went from my 6 week uh, appointment, the follow-up appointment, and the doctor looks at it and he says, wow, even your scar looks good. And it does. My scar is almost unnoticeable. And I know that that's due to fasting and the benefits of the health benefits of fasting. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my aha moment.
I
That's
love it.
that's that's how I know that this is going to be a part of my life, because at age 72, I need all the help I can get anyway, you know.
72 is young. 72 is the new 42.
You know, I don't know if did you hear the podcast with Graham?
Yes, I listened to it yesterday or the day before. I can't remember, but I did.
Did you hear me talking about when I got married to Vicky at age on my 50th birthday? She said, "Well, you've got to live to be 100 so we can be married 50 years." So
Yeah,
that this is going to help me to get there.
yeah,
I fully
you can
believe.
do it.
Now, you know, I might
Yeah,
get smacked by an 18-wheeler tomorrow, but you know, other than that, I believe that my health has improved in everything, and
yeah.
and
If
that
you live, if you live every day feeling healthy, then you're really living.
yes, you're a winner.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I named this Facebook group Intermittent Fasting for the Win, because I believe that if you do it, you're winning.
yeah.
You're a
And
winner.
you're inspiring so many people. So
Yeah.
kudos,
Oh well.
kudos to you.
You inspire me. You do.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you. You're making
listen.
me blush again.
No, no. Final question.
Okay.
What?
Wow, this has gone by so fast.
Okay. What is the one thing that you would say to people who are wanting to start intermittent fasting, but they're kind of trepidatious about it?
I would say don't overcomplicate it because you're just honestly eating less often. And that's what I say to people who I can tell that the word fasting is like super triggering. Like they immediately, and I just say, well, like if they ask me, you know, wow, you look different. What did you do? And I'll just say, oh, I just eat less often. Sorry. I just eat less often. And that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Just eat dinner and then don't eat anything after, you know, drink hot tea or just water, go to bed, wake up. If you can wait a couple of hours, look at that. You have a fasting window. And I feel like they're going to feel so great that they're just going to continue and fast longer. And then all the food choices comes in after that. You start to notice what foods
Yes.
do and don't work for you. But I don't even like dive into that in the beginning with new people. It's just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Just
I love Wendy's expression, and I know she probably heard it somewhere else, but it doesn't matter because I heard it from Wendy. And her expression is, well, I want my food to be window worthy.
100%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that is a fact. I don't want to snack on junk all day. I want to eat good stuff, and you know, I want to make my life
Yeah.
count in every kind of way. And intermittent fasting is really helping to change me, and it changed you, and it can
Yeah.
change anybody. It can change anybody who really
Yeah.
tries it.
Oh, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
I also feel like if you're brand new, find your community. Find,
Yes.
but it's really important to find groups that follow the clean fast because there's hundreds of intermittent fasting groups out there, but there's very few that actually follow the clean fast.
That's
So,
true.
and I unfollowed any group that doesn't follow the clean fast because I don't need that confusion in my life.
Mm-mm.
So follow
I,
your group, follow Wendy's group, Amy Jo's group, April's group, my group if you want, Graham's group.
mhm.
Join. I'm part of Jen's group on Circle, and her, she's so involved. I don't. Are you on her group?
No.
No. Okay, she's so involved. Like she answers every single question, and you
So
really feel like you know her.
what's the name of that?
It's Delay Don't Deny
Okay.
community. I'll send you the link if you're interested. And she's amazing. And you need to go on her podcast because she's just a hoot.
Okay.
She would love you,
Okay.
and you would love her. So.
Well, you tell her.
I will. I
Okay.
will. I was interviewed on her podcast episode 350, and I'm going to be interviewed again in I think it's December. Maybe
Uh-huh.
it's January. It's coming up, but just like a recap of life and maintenance.
Well,
So.
she needs to interview more old rednecks like me.
Well, you have to reach out to her though. She doesn't reach out to people, so you
Okay.
have to, and she'll love you. She'll
Listen,
absolutely love you.
right before we go,
Okay.
plug your group.
Oh, Clean Fasting Jalene, and we started off
Clean.
so small. I started off my group. I didn't expect people to follow me, but I just know on my personal page, people were just so tired of hearing about fasting.
Yeah.
So I started my own group so anybody who was interested could go there and then listen to me ramble on and on. And it went from, gosh, I think I had 30 people the first year, and now it's over 1,000. And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just been so great. It's such a positive,
And there are some good
supportive.
people on your group because
Yes,
some of them are on my group also, you know.
yeah.
It's
I
just the way
plug
it
you all the
works.
time. That's
Yeah.
my thing is I feel like I'm going to plug anybody who has touched me on this journey. And
Yeah.
that's how I feel like it grows. So,
So
mm.
if you're not a member of clean clean fasting Jalene, uh, just type it in on your search bar, clean fasting Jalene. I'll even post a link to it
Thank you.
on the description when I finalize this video. Jalene, you're a treasure. You
Oh, like that
are.
gotcha. This is
You
great.
and
I was
when
so
you know,
nervous.
I I did a little quick thing, and I know that it's mostly ladies on the group, and to find a man that's wanting to fast, but I've got right at 11% men on my group, and I had another one join
That's
today,
great.
so I'm excited. I want to get the men motivated, and that's part of my
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
but I really appreciate you doing this with me today. It means a lot to me. And
Thank you. Thank you for asking me and making me feel so welcome.
you're quite welcome. All right. You have a great and wonderful day,
You
and
too.
enjoy brunch with your hubby this weekend.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend too. And I hope you stay safe with the storm.
Oh, we were.
Just
We
okay, good.
just we got 2 inches of rain, and that was it.
Okay, good.
Okay. Thank you,
All right.
girl.
Thank you. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And I'll see you next time right here on the Winner's Circle.